Hey guys, what's up? I'm Christian Taylor, and today I'm going to be talking about how Apple handled my water-damaged iPhone XS. I really did not expect them to handle it this way, so if you like videos all about Apple and tech and reviews and accessories, do be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you don't miss when I release new videos. With that said, let's get right into the video. Alright, so in my last video I did a review of the UAG Active Apple Watch strap, and if you haven't seen it, it is a really cool review, so go ahead and check it out over there. But in that review I featured a B-roll shot where I'm in the pool testing the watch band in the water, seeing how it handles water, that I can kind of move my hand around and the band is secure and tight around water. I never go swimming. I cannot stand chlorine. It gets in my hair and makes it all messy and I have to wash it and it gets on my skin, and I just don't like swimming. It's never been a very enjoyable activity for me. So because I never go swimming, well, I'm kind of a swimming noob, and I really pulled a stupid move. When I got in the water, 90 seconds into it, I realized that my iPhone XS is in my pocket. So I was a little worried, but I'm like, okay, no worries. It was only submerged in a foot of water for 90 seconds. I'm gonna rinse it in fresh water. I'm just gonna let it kind of dry out. I'm not gonna touch it, not gonna charge it, and it's gonna be fine. It's IP68 water resistant, so that means it can handle it.
And they're protected from dust and liquids to an even higher level now, IP68. That means it's protected to 2 meters for up to 30 minutes. So if you happen to be hanging by the pool, drop your phone in the water, don't worry, dive down, grab it, rinse it, let it dry, you'll be fine.
The phone acted perfectly normal. Once the water got out of the speakers and dried up, everything was crisp and clear. There were no signs of water damage. Everything was working perfectly. Until a few hours later, the phone started glitching uncontrollably and lagging and having all sorts of major issues. At first I thought it just needed a hard reset. So I reset the phone, and 30 seconds later in a different app it started going crazy again. So I hard reset it again. And after doing this 5 times and it's still acting up, I said, oh my gosh, there's water in my phone and it's corroding the logic board, or I screwed something up bad. This is the end of my iPhone. So in a panic, I turned the phone off and I just put it on my desk because I'm like, look, I don't want the battery to explode. Like, I don't know if the water in the phone can do that, but I don't want any issues. So I turned it off. I scheduled an appointment at the Apple store, but I was pretty much expecting that I was gonna have to replace my iPhone. So the next day, I drive 45 minutes to my local Apple store. I fire it up. The genius comes out for the appointment and he's like, so what's going on? And I'm like, yeah, you know, last night it was just really laggy, having issues, the screen was unresponsive. He's like, oh, no problem, let me take a look. And the phone is working perfectly. Of course it is, because when you take the car to the mechanic, it doesn't do the thing that it usually does. It didn't do the thing. It worked perfectly. So I'm like, okay, I'm like pretty sure that it's damaged, but like this guy didn't see any proof of it, so you know, what's he gonna do? Within a couple hours, the display starts acting up, but worse. Instead of periodically lagging, it was misregistering key presses as 3D touches. So when I was typing on the keyboard, it would all of a sudden register a 3D press and the keys would flash, like when you're trying to move the cursor. Or I would try to open an app, but instead of opening, it would pop down the 3D touch context menu. It was going whack and having major issues to the point of the phone honestly being unusable. So I made another appointment at the same Apple store because I was pretty confident that it was bad enough that I could then reproduce the issue. So it's the next day. I walk in, I walk up to the genius for my appointment, and I just tell him the screen is acting up, it's not responding right, it's misregistering key presses as a 3D touch. He witnessed it and said, yeah, that's really strange. What we're gonna do is go ahead and replace the screen under warranty, and a new screen should fix that problem. So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of giggling because they don't know there's water damage at this point. Now the little sticker in the SIM tray was not tripped. it was white and not red. So Apple puts this little sticker inside the SIM card tray of every iPhone, and if water gets exposed to it, it turns red, and that's kind of how Apple knows that it's been water damaged. And if your iPhone has been water damaged, they're not going to work on it. They're just going to tell you you have to pay for a replacement device, which in the case of the iPhone XS is $549. Before I gave it to them for the appointment, I even noticed that there was water in the front camera. Like, I could see it. There was steam. There was clearly moisture in that phone. So I give them the phone. I walk away. I'm just all giggling like... This is a long shot. They're so not gonna fix my phone. But what happened was quite honestly shocking. I walked back about an hour later when they told me to be back. There was a little bit of delays, but then about 15 minutes later, a guy brings my phone out and he's like, all right, we put a brand new screen on. It's all fixed up. You won't have any more issues. Didn't say a thing about water. I'm like, what? Like, whoever was in there either just didn't see the water and then the issue's probably not fixed and they just popped a new screen on and sealed it up, or they knew there was water damage and they did me a favor and they were super nice and were able to clean my phone out and kind of restore it and get it working. But whatever they did made it work like new, because it has been over a week now and my phone has been running perfectly and I have not had a single issue. There's a lot of information to unpack here. So number one, I know a lot of you guys are saying, but Christian, they should help you out because the iPhones are waterproof, aren't they? Well, no. The iPhone XS is IP68 water resistant, and that means it's water resistant for 2 meters of water for up to 30 minutes. Now, a lot of people confuse this because they go, well, you were only under a foot of water for 90 seconds, so that's within the IP68 qualifications. But there are a lot of caveats to this. Number one, Apple only guarantees IP68 water resistance when it's fresh out of the factory, brand new. So I've had my iPhone for about 8 or 9 months now. I got it the day it came out in September, and they guarantee that it's sealed or water resistant when it comes from the factory. They don't guarantee that those seals are going to hold up over the lifetime of the phone, because the seals erode with time, the glue breaks down, and the seals become less water resistant. So that's the first factor. Since I've had the phone for about 8 months, it's possible that the seals were eroded and they weren't as protective as the day they came from the factory. Number two, IP68 and IP67 certification is done in a lab, and for this they use fresh water with no pollutants, just pure, basically filtered water, I believe. And chlorine and salt water are really, really hard on water resistant seals. So just by it being chlorine water or salt water means you have a way higher chance of water damage by that water eroding the seals and getting into the device. So since I was in chlorine water, that did not help my chances. And number three, Apple does not cover water damage under warranty. That is a common misconception. People see the water resistance rating, they think, oh, I'm going to take my phone swimming, I'm going to take it in the shower. Apple's going to cover it if it breaks because they advertise it being waterproof. It's not waterproof, and Apple is not obligated to, nor do they say they cover water damage under warranty unless you have Apple Care Plus. So let this be a warning, a general message to all the iPhone owners out there. Your phone is not waterproof and maybe not even water resistant anymore. So check your pockets before you go swimming, because you may not get as fortunate as I did. This does bring up other important conversations though. You know, people always ask me, why did you switch to the Apple side? You're some Apple weirdo now. Android is better. Linux rules. Look, I like a company that stands behind their products. I don't know of any other phone manufacturer where they would not only fix my phone for free just to be nice, but there's also a store that I can just walk right into and they can fix it on the spot, and they treat me with care and they treat me as a valued customer. This is why I love Apple. When my camera lens cracked on my iPhone XS and I honestly, truthfully didn't drop it, Apple replaced it for free. When my watch bricked due to a software update, Apple sent me a brand new one overnight. I'm not kidding, guys. This is service that you're not going to get with every company. And this This is why I love Apple. So what do you guys think of this whole thing? Have you had a situation with water damage? I'd love to know about your story in the comments down below. And if you like this video, do be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you don't miss when I release new videos. With that said, I will catch you guys next time.